Yes, I called before, and I think it was before the virus came out. And turnaround is it? Hello,
Greg, we're with you. If I remember right, you had a pretty serious foot issue, didn't you?
Yeah, on the big toe.
That's right. You had a surgical problem. Tell us what your problem was again.
Okay, well, what it was is they looked like I had a toe infection underneath, a bone infection.
Right.
Okay, so I went through them 3 months, and I seen every doctor in there, from nurse practitioner to regular doctor, and all the nurses, each one of them different, because I went once a week, you know. And then turning around is they said, one of the doctors said, well, we're going to have to put you in the tank. You know, when they put that chamber tank in there.
Sure.
And the lady, there's only one lady that handles that, one of the nurses. And she put me in her examination room, and she kept looking at my toe, kept looking at it. And then she says, let me get a nurse practitioner.
Right.
And she got her, and she pulled out a piece about as big as a dime. Glass.
A piece of glass. And they'd missed it that whole time, hadn't they, Greg?
Yeah, 3 months, yeah. And I got my medical records. I went, got my medical records and stuff like that.
Greg, the last time we talked, I think you were trying to find an attorney or something to that effect?
Find one. I can't find one. I've looked and looked. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I'm not that very smart in legal stuff.
You don't have to be, Greg. You can be on a TV show and not know anything about the law. It's amazing. Jim, I remember Greg's call quite a bit because I've had big toe issues in the past. This sounded awful. I think he's been looking for an attorney now for about 2 or 3 months. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, a couple of things. Greg, if you're still on the line, let me talk to you a little bit about it. Have you made a full recovery? Is your toe okay now?
No, I'm not recovered yet.
Okay. Did you lose the toe?
I still got the black spot there, and it looks like it's, bleeding or whatever. You know what I mean? I can't tell. I don't know anything about toes, but the skin is dried real bad.
Okay. Has it kept you from going to work or anything like that?
Well, it kept me from getting my knee surgery. 3 months ago, before this happened, I was supposed to get a knee surgery, and I couldn't get it. And then turn around is, I talked to y'all, and then the virus came out. That knocked me back. Now the virus is okay. They can start doing a knee surgery. And they can't because of this toe, this big toe. But I've been suffering to walk. I already could walk. I can't walk a half a mile. My knees are sprung up.
Greg, I'm sorry to hear you go through this. Let me tell you, and I'm going to just be very blunt and tell it like it is here. What's happening, I suspect, with your case, because I see it a lot, and everybody needs to listen out here that when they talk about tort reform and capping what's available in lawsuits and that sort of thing, because this is sort of the unintended consequence of some of this. 15 to 20 years ago, they passed tort reform in this state where you're basically capped. You can only recover a certain amount in medical malpractice cases. Is when you're capped at that amount, even if you have a case where there's been a mistake made and somebody's been hurt, if the injury isn't serious enough, the economics don't work for any attorney to take the case. And here's why. To try a medical malpractice case, and this is something people don't appreciate, take on a medical malpractice case, try the verdict. I did this recently in Mobile County, is $200,000 out of the attorney's back pocket in expenses to hire an expert, which you have to do, another doctor, usually 2, sometimes 3, to go work for 3 years to make a recovery. Look, the problem is, in a lot of cases like Greg's, where the injuries are significant but not large, an attorney can't take on a complex, expensive medical malpractice case and bring a claim. And so the unintended consequences of things like tort reform and these caps, when you take these decisions out of the hands of juries, is that you have an arbitrary cap, and people typically now in our state, if you're poor or if you don't have a really devastating injury, you can't receive justice because it's a practical matter. The economics of bringing the case don't make sense. Greg, keep trying. The other thing is, I don't know what our situation was. It may be that we had a personal conflict as well, but there are very few attorneys in the state now that even handle medical malpractice cases. That's going to be a difficult case for an attorney to want to take on for a toe if there's hadn't been an amputation or some kind of severe injury, take on the expense of trying to handle one of those cases. But keep at it and good luck.